Hello. You've probably heard a lot about gluten in the news, right? It's the stuff that makes bread chewy. It's this protein formed by two chemicals, glutenin and gliadin. Humans have been eating this stuff for at least 10,000 years, and it's one of the most heavily consumed proteins on Earth. Recently, though, gluten has become the latest nutritional boogeyman. Anti-gluten evangelists claim it causes everything from obesity to cancer. Medical and nutritional experts, however, take a dim view of these kind of claims. So here are three of the biggest gluten myths that they are trying to debunk. Number one, lots of people are gluten intolerant. Actually, it's only a small number. About 1% of the US population has a thing called celiac disease, an autoimmune disorder that injures the small intestine and prevents patients from absorbing other nutrients from food when they ingest gluten. And it can cause awful side effects, from gastrointestinal distress and chronic fatigue to anemia. Additionally, another 6% of the US public may have a controversial condition called non-celiac gluten sensitivity, or NCGS, for those in the know. Even for some people with NCGS, gluten may not be the real problem. In a 2013 study, researchers took a group of people with NCGS and they modified their diets. They cut out a broad class of nutrients called FODMAPs. This includes everything from fructose to like the fiber in bananas or the fiber in asparagus. When they cut this stuff out of the patients' diets, the patients stopped having gastrointestinal distress even when they ate gluten. Okay, so maybe you need to stay away from gluten because of celiac disease or NCGS, or maybe you're just convinced that gluten is terrible for you. Companies that manufacture gluten-free foods cannot wait to meet you and overcharge you. Think about it. A bag of gluten-free chocolate chip cookies, for example, may cost close to 5 times as much as the regular kind. But you don't need to buy a $13 bag of cookies or a $6 loaf of bread to avoid gluten. A lot of foods that naturally don't have any gluten in them are all around you. This is stuff like fruits, vegetables, meats, poultry, I can keep going on, fish, nuts, milk, most cheeses and yogurt, herbs, spices and oils, butter, margarine, rice, certain cereals, and corn tortillas. Eating a 100% gluten-free diet might be theoretically possible, but according to National Foundation for Celiac Awareness President Alice Bast, in reality, it's nearly an impossible feat. The FDA actually allows products to be labeled gluten-free even if they contain gluten, up to 20 parts per million. Furthermore, the FDA doesn't actually require food manufacturers to test their finished products for gluten content. The FDA reassures people with celiac disease that all of this probably doesn't put them at too much risk, since research shows that most of them can tolerate extremely small amounts of gluten. However, for those who believe that gluten is an intolerable poison that must be avoided in any amount, the reality is going to be difficult to swallow. So that's it, and thank you for watching, but what do you think? Are people exaggerating the dangers of this gluten stuff, or are they ignoring a very real threat? Let me know in the comments below, and for more information on this, check out our article, The 10 Biggest Myths About Gluten, on HowStuffWorks.com. Do we do it? Are we hanging? You can come out here. Hey, were you back there the whole time? Yep.